Hello, everyone. So, before I even start, I want to apologize for my voice if it's nasally or anything like that. I am still kind of sick, but I am feeling better enough to do this. And I am sorry if I butcher any name and anything like that. So, it's been a while since I did an anime chat. I made this one a while ago. And when I made it, I knew I needed something that didn't involve gore or over comedy. I wanted to do something that was completely different from the other ones I did. And I decided to go with this one. And if you do not know by the hint in the corner, we will be doing Ping Pong the animation. Now, Ping Pong the animation came out in 2014, part of I believe, the spring season, if I'm lining that up correctly. And at first, it wasn't something that I wanted to do, because, yes, I love the topic of ping pong. I am a sports person. But there was a bigger issue in my way, which was the actual animation for the show. And I'll get into that more as we go through. And for the sake of just pronunciation and all that, I will be referring to the characters as the names that they were given, so like nicknames and all that. So, the plot of the show is that two high school boys, Pecco and Smile, in this case being Pecco is on the left, Smile is on the right. And they have been friends since childhood. Smile is just someone who doesn't really like to interact with people. Pecco is kind of like the opposite. But they both have the talent of table tennis. And at their high school, they have a tennis club, table tennis club. And they end up joining it, and the routes that they take will completely change their lives forever. So it's a show about table tennis players, how they go through with the sport, and how it will affect their lives in the end. The setting of the show, and I will kind of zoom in on it so you can get a sense of what the animation is what the animation is. It's not really full with detail. It's kind of more like a sketch. And you can see it in the opening more. And the opening is where I stopped. Whereas with other shows, an opening is supposed to like really get you there. The opening held me back. It wasn't what I thought it would be at first, but yet again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me save that for the actual artwork side. But for the most part, the story will take place in either a tournament room filled with everyone, they're playing table tennis, at a local table tennis club, I believe, like a town, like a rec center, that's what it is, where kids go and they play table tennis, and it's very important to the two main characters. Or they go to their high school, or the rival high school, and they try and play some of the other members. So it's kind of like, for some reason I can think of Haiku, where they would go and they challenge other members of other schools, but I would not compare Ping Pong the animation and Haiku other than that. It is really different. Now, the characters is where I will probably put more of like a spoiler warning, kind of, because this show does a great job when it has the story moving it along. But not only that, this is one of the only shows that I have seen so far that uses character development well. They know how to progress the character. So I'm going to start with Peko. And the other woman is the trainer. Now, in order to explain Peko a little bit, I will probably have to spoil something, but is in the plot on that I've read, so it's not really a spoiler, it's kind of, you're going to know a little bit. But Peko is, of course, a friend of Smiles, who is very cocky about how he is good at ping pong. But the cockiness gets very much defeated by how he is a sore loser. And to a dismay, he lost one big game against the player in the bot, like that I'll get to, and he quits. And his life goes a 180. And it's interesting because when you have a character who does that, where they fail, then they'll probably have them fail and the characters will come get them, push them right back up. No. In this instance, or in this case, he basically turns into the type of people that you don't want to hang out with. The drunks, the losers, and all that. The people that you know that they lost everything, and this is what he did. He lost everything to him. And I was amazed by it, because shows don't normally do that. They did it would be introduced right away into the show, not as quickly as this, or how sudden. And the fact that it took the show so long, like, it took the story so long for it to go from his lowest point to his highest point, by the way, was incredible. I could not believe it. I watched this in English dub, and it was incredible. All the dialogue for this character. Now, over to Smile, who, the other guy is the high school coach, who saw a potential in Smile, who, unlike Peko, he doesn't really care. He'll just play it, and it got to the point where people saw his real potential and tried to make him into a real full-on competitor. He did not care. He knew that he just had to follow it. And I haven't seen this show in a while, so if I remember correctly, they made a bet, or the coach was going to do something. I can't remember, but he basically got Smile to listen to him. And unlike Peko, who cares about the sport, Smile does not. He doesn't care about winning. He does not care. But he does all of this anyway. Probably because he's on the team and there's nothing that he can really do. So, the fact that they both of the characters are close friends, almost best friends, it's kind of like an arguable title in their case. But they started off good, and then one hit terrible, went down completely. The other one, in the sense of what he wants, ended up terrible. But they do jump back, and I like that. Now the character down here, and I find this amazing as well, where with anime shows, you see a lot of characters who are from the West, are from France, America, Europe, things like that. But this is the only show where I actually saw a Chinese character who spoke fluent Chinese and English. They were able to get someone who did both, and I like that. And who is really good at ping pong as well, and he saw it as like a big thing as well, and he did defeat Pecco, by the way. And he kind of used it as a sport to like really get at people and to just prove that he was better. But unlike the other two characters where they hit the lowest point, he was still like getting there, but at the same time, it wasn't what he wanted. And I can proudly say that I am happy for how all these characters ended up. They did a fantastic job with wrapping up the characters. Now, the artwork and design. And I tried to find like a thing from where they were both the same thing, so you can see where the anime doesn't really have a lot of detail. It would be enough so that you can see what's going on. The color palette is simple, and you can still get like the intimidation feeling. The manga is a little more detailed, but there's more of an intensity with it. Now, to talk about the opening of the show, it is in black and white, and the artwork to me is I like very clean things. Like, things are precise, detailed, and all that. The opening was not like that. It was very unique. The opening was great, by the way. But for the longest time, I kept getting stopped by it. Because I was worried that the entire show was going to be like that. And I'm not the type of person that would like art styles like that. So it was a real turn-off for me. But what wasn't in the actual animation, like the drawing, the artwork, and all that, they made up for it in plot. It was incredible. I mean it. Now, you realize I do not have a soundtrack just because I really couldn't find anything. And I thought, really looking through the soundtrack for, like, thinking about the show, there really isn't a song or a set of songs that really helped bring the show to life. I found it to be really dull. And I couldn't really remember any of it because it wasn't rememberable. That is the only downside for the show, in my opinion. Yes, the artwork had some cogs in it, but the soundtrack is where it really hit me like, it's not really that good. My overall ranking, an 8 out of 10. It is an incredible show with some problems in it that I can't deny are issues for me personally. But for it being a sports show about the sport, you can learn about the sport, you can see matches, but also a lot on the characters. Because, like, and all the examples, I'm not bashing the show, just they all have problems with it a little bit. Where in Free, there is no swimming, and I honestly feel that. There is no swimming, and I have seen a few episodes, and out of the majority, there was not a lot of swimming. It was a lot of character development and all of that. That's fine if you want a show like that, but don't advertise the show as a swimming sports show. Sports have to do with sports. This is a lot with character. With Haiku, there was a lot of sports, which I liked, a lot of training and all that, but I wish we got to know the characters a little bit more. And actually learn about the main character a little bit more. Now, I haven't seen the second season yet. It's on my list. It's not there yet. But with this show, made an equal balance of them. And people will disagree, and that's fine. Just in my opinion, if you do not like ping pong, then I would say check it out for the story. Overall, I do believe that a show like this has a lot of potential, and I do feel that it's very underappreciated in the community of anime, just because it's one, sports, two, the artwork, and three, when it came out, it was supposed to be like a top show, but I never hear anyone talk about it. Doesn't mean that people won't watch it, but I just feel like maybe people don't know about it a lot. So, check it out if you love plot and all of that. Or if you even want to see some table tennis, since it seems like the anime community and everything like that, they're getting more into sports shows. Examples being their new rugby show and ice skating, which I will probably talk about. But until next time, see ya.